Is it possible to write a solid feature script in 30 days or less? I went on a quest to find out just that. But was I able to find a holy grail or not? That's the question. And you will find the answer to it if you tag along. Come with me. Here's the deal. I decided I will follow a few rules on this quest. Work on my script 5 days per week for a minimum of 1 hour per day. That's perfect for everyone with a day job or who is still a student. If you have a summer vacation, that is great shit you should use. Later in life, you don't get those anymore. Second, work on it consistently as a side project after work. My mission is to write a feature-length screenplay that can be filmed with a limited budget and a small crew and cast. It's no longer than 90 minutes and is perfect for festivals and streaming services. Also, it has to be a story that I would love to direct. Obviously, I had to document the journey. Hit it! It all started pretty awesome. As you can see in my day 1 video, I focused on finding the right ideas.
Hey, it's day 1 of the challenge, and today and for the next 3 days I'm going to be focusing on finding ideas, and I have all these folders and digital notes that I'm going to check, and if any of them fit the goal that I have with this script and this challenge, I'm going to use them. So now I'm going to go and do that. I'll keep you posted and see you tomorrow.
Because it would be boring to just tell you my ups and downs on this quest, there are the things I focused on during the first 7 days that went on like a breeze, without obstacles. The first 3 days were all about finding the right idea. I checked all the folders and notes I already had, and then I had to distill the ones that were okay to do for a low-budget film that can be done with a minimal casting crew and that I would love to direct. You see, it is very important that when you embark on this journey, you know what your mission is. If you don't, you won't be able to finish your first draft of your new screenplay in 30 days or less. So, after checking all the folders and notes and coming up with some extra ideas, I had 10 favorites in various genres. Everything from time travel sci-fi to dramedy. If you don't have an abundance of ideas ready, you can check interesting stories in newspapers, old books that are not copyrighted anymore, local legends, or simply ask yourself, what if I did something completely different in my life? Like going to a different school, going on a road trip with different people, or being born in another country. For the top 10 ideas, I distilled 3 that I felt were perfect for my mission. One was a sci-fi drama, another one was a dramedy, and the third one was a mystery. I did basic loglines for all of them, and with your help, I moved forward with the sci-fi idea. Then, I worked on the story arc for the next 3 days. I used Black Slider's Save the Cat beat sheets as a rough template. I didn't follow it completely, but it was great to have some guidelines when you have to produce your projects quickly. You can also use the basic 3-act story structure, Sitfield's paradigm, the inner movie method, the hero's journey, the magnificent 7 plot points, the moral premise, and so on. It's just up to you, it's your screenplay. I like to do basic character development at this point because it helps me decide how my protagonist should act and react in certain situations. My story arc was only 3 pages long, but it had all the information and bits dialed in. Obviously, this is just for first draft, which means first version of the script. It usually changes with every draft. I also made some cool unexpected twists, and can't wait for you to see them in the film. Basically, it's a story about a hero on a quest with a bag of personal problems in a sci-fi setting, the classic. Day 7 was all about the pitch page. When you're making it, you should always include a title, a logline, time and place where the story is happening, genre, main characters, what is the goal and the main obstacle, what is the theme of the script, locations where everything is going to take place, that is different as a place. The place can be a city and location are locations in that city where the story is happening. The longest part is a synopsis. That was written quickly for me thanks to a story arc that I did previously, and at the end I also wrote a few paragraphs of writer's notes. This is like a clarification for specific ideas. And of course, your contact info, because this is a document you share with others when you're pitching, as the name suggests, a pitch page. It all went smoothly till here, but then external situations started throwing rocks in my creative face. With my wife, we were moving from one city to another, and I had to find the proper office for me to work. A quest in itself, believe me. Do you get roadblocks like that in your creative journey as well? Let me know in the comments below. From here on, I wasn't able to work on my screenplay for 5 days a week, but only 3. Still, the total screenwriting day count was going as planned. Day 8 was all about character development, and I made half to one-page biographies for my main characters. They were about their lives, personal traits, relationships, traumas, hobbies, and so on. Next 2 days, I focused on index cards. This is what they look like. You write down the location and time of the day, characters that are in the scene, and a brief description of what is going on. That's basically what the index cards are for. I'd also mark up the scenes that present important events according to my story arc, all the twists and such. If I want to change the scene order, I just move index card physically and see right away if that order works better than before. There are also digital options too, but I prefer it like this, have a big picture on my wall. Day 11 was about outline. It's basically the same thing as index cards, just written down in Google Docs or Word. You might be wondering why the would I need both? Whoa, hold your horses! Day 12 is here and the treatment arrives. For this phase, the outline will serve me perfectly as an outline for the treatment. I added an action to each scene, basically expanding what is happening in every scene. This is the step that I already like to do in the screenwriting software because this makes my process way easier later on when I start writing the first draft. I needed 3 days to complete the treatment for the whole script and had 48 essential scenes ready. Day 15 came and the hard work started. Writing the first draft is the most demanding thing for me to do. You already have all the beats and story ready, but now you have to actually write it down. The writing blocks and detours are endless. Believe me, I know you know that too. But was I able to do it in time? It's day 16. I was able to write 25 pages today, which means 11 pages from yesterday. Day 19. I was able to write additional 5 pages in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Day 22. I got to page 60 today. It's day 24. Now I'm at page 71. This was demanding but so rewarding at the same time. Every day before I continue writing, I love to read what I wrote the previous day and make small corrections if needed. This also helps me get into the writing mood. Days 25 and 26 were all about reading and polishing the first draft. I usually have to correct dialogue so it doesn't sound too on the nose and polish some character actions if they are out of the personal traits. I went through all the trouble so you don't have to and created a perfect map for your next or first screenplay. You can check out and join my 30-day screenwriting challenge where you will learn everything you need to know when writing a feature film script. The program consists of video lessons, practical exercises, templates, and a community. Just click the link in the description if you want to learn more and hope to see you there. And day 27 was my last day. That's time for celebration. Yeah. Now, some data that you might find useful. I usually spend 1 hour and 45 minutes writing per day. The shortest day was 25 minutes and the longest was 4 hours and 20 minutes. Overall, I can see that my first drafts are getting better with every script I write, which is awesome, right? I would still not go and shoot my first drafts because they have to marinate and get better with every version. But that's just my perfectionism talking. Seen a lot of shooting scripts that were obviously written quickly and had logic and characters problem within, so please don't do that. After the first draft is completed, I put it in a drawer for about 3 weeks and then read it again and ask my colleagues and friends for feedback. Then I make a plan for the second draft. Sometimes when there are scenes I'm not sure about, I would go and read or watch films with similar stories or genres just to see how they did it. Now, the quest is complete, and I was able to complete it even faster than expected in only 27 days. Which is crazy, as usually live quests take longer than expected. As you see, you can complete your screenplay in less than 30 days. It is important that you stay consistent and try working on it from 3 to 5 days per week. If you can go all in and do it every day, good for you. Also, if you have more than 3 hours per day to do it, you can of course complete this challenge faster as well. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe and action!